Hi everyone, and welcome to Finance on Your Terms for this week. As always, I'm your host, Mike Benaziak, and thanks for tuning in. This week's topic, family planning. So maybe you're expecting a child, maybe you're thinking about having a kid, or maybe you're thinking about having an additional kid to add to your growing family. Congratulations, that's great news. But when we start to think about children, especially if you've never had one before, you start to think about finances, and that can be a scary thing. If you look around on the internet, some of the statistics might shock you about how much it takes to raise a child. And if you look at some of the latest statistics, from 0 to 18, it can cost upwards of $250,000, not including college, to raise a kid these days. So how do you even begin to conceptualize that number? Well, now's the perfect time, before it happens, to bust out that budget and figure out where you're going to find that money. And the way to do that is pretty simple. Let's take that huge dollar amount and let's break it down into simpler terms. When you look at your budget, you can see what money's coming in and where the money's going. Where's the additional dollars going to come from? Well, do some research on your own. Look on the internet, talk to some parents about diapers, food, supplies, daycare, what are all these different things going to cost, and then start to practice it. Okay? Try to find those dollars to work in your budget now. What you'll end up doing is ease into the additional costs that you're going to experience, at the same time possibly saving, beginning now, for some of these expenses, giving yourself an additional cushion. If you break it down into some monthly expenses, you're either going to find that there's a gap, but you're going to have some additional time to figure out how you're going to close that gap if you need to. And that practice is going to help you feel a lot more confident once that baby comes along. And it's going to take that huge number and break it down into much more realistic terms. So I hope this helps you today to break down, we're thinking about a kid, or maybe we're expecting a child, and we know it's going to be a lot of money, but hey, we can handle this. As always, I've been your host, Mike Benaziak. This is Finance on Your Terms. Leave me any comments or questions below, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining me.